Hello everyone and welcome back to MomWise. My name is Gabrielle and today I am going to be doing a video on the TMI symptoms that are involved in pregnancy. I am currently pregnant. I am almost 36 weeks pregnant, and I had somebody comment and ask to for me to do a video on the TMI symptoms that I have personally experienced with my pregnancy. Now, I know some of these symptoms some people may not have, and some of these symptoms may not seem like that much, but to me personally, they are not like my ordinary day-to-day thing I'm used to outside of pregnancy. So I think there's 10 things I've written down on a list for you today about symptoms, or just in general things I've experienced in my pregnancy that have been not I don't know, I wasn't really aware of these things, or that these things would happen, or I would be experiencing these things. And I do have pregnancy apps and things like that that keep you in the loop on what's going to happen to you, and most of them are pretty accurate as far as the week and when these things are gonna happen. Because for me, I know it was I don't know, when I would look at my app for the week, and it would say, okay, you're gonna expect cramping and back pain now, and more pressure or bloating. And for that week, it was truly true to date for me. I'm sure other people had other symptoms that, came along sooner, or that didn't happen at all. For me, I really didn't have any morning sickness or nausea. I mean, the nausea I did have was associated with things if I didn't eat in the morning, then I would feel nauseous because I was dehydrated or overworked. So pretty normal for me, but like I said, not everybody experiences these symptoms, but here it is. Some people might think this is kind of embarrassing to talk about, but this is the reality of pregnancy and everything that comes along with it. The first one I'm going to talk about that was new to me, that I was really unaware of, was the skin darkening. And I guess the areas that the skin did darken was kind of I wasn't knowledgeable about these things until it happened, and then I would look it up, or look up videos on YouTube of other vloggers to see if what was going on with me was totally normal. And one of the areas is my breast. Not just around the areola, but outside of it, the skin. My partner, he thought my breasts were bruising or something because of the fact that they were darker around the breast. And it almost reminds me that as if you were to go to a tanning salon and you were going to tan every area of your body except for sorry, I said that wrong. It reminds me of going to a tanning salon and tanning nothing but your breast area. Somebody put pasties on them or something of a darker skin tone. And I mean, it's not so severe or anything, it's just your breast got a tan. That was new to me. And then also in certain areas of the skin as well, the underarm, and that was a little bit darker. There's the line that goes down from like your pelvis area, your pelvic region to, you know, like sometimes there's a line that goes all the way up towards your breast line, which I do have that line. It's pretty normal in pregnancy. So that one was like kind of no knowledge for me, but I didn't think it was gonna go all the way up. Like at first it was just like at the base of my tattoo, by my belly button, and then like further on in my pregnancy the line moved up my stomach. So skin darkening, that was one thing that I was unaware of that did happen, and from my knowledge it does go away after pregnancy or like after you're done breastfeeding. So that's that one. The next one is breast leaking. So I experienced leaking in my breast around I'd say the middle of my second trimester, and it wasn't like anything like crazy. I mean, not like I was like leaking everywhere or anything. It was nothing like that. It's just like a little bit here and there. You know, I noticed like in my bra it would be like kind of like a little like wet spot where my nipple is touching my bra. And then now that I'm into my third trimester, it's becoming like more frequent. It's just totally normal because your body is preparing for your baby's arrival and preparing to, you know, feed your child. So that's pretty normal, but I didn't really expect it to happen so suddenly. Like in my second trimester, I thought that it was going to be something that was going to happen when I gave birth, or like after I gave birth, because of course, you know, you're gonna start feeding your child if you do choose to breastfeed, and that's just what I thought. I never thought that it would like start so suddenly or so early. So that happened in the middle of my second trimester. Okay, so other thing I experienced was hair loss. Now I've heard of women like breastfeeding and, you know, experiencing hair loss during that time frame, but not like before, like during pregnancy. I never really heard about that. So my hair is actually pretty long and it grows great here, but it seems like everywhere else I've been experiencing hair loss. Like there's like this little patch on my eyebrow. You can't really see it right now because I have makeup on to cover it up, because I'm not really like too happy about it happening, but it's whatever. I mean, you can do stuff to, you know, fix that problem, or what you may think is a problem. Make yourself feel more confident if you have to, which is whatever. So then also like my leg hair, I haven't had to shave as much, so like naturally my hair kind of grows like a little faster. I have like dark, thick hair, you know, but like for my pregnancy, it was like, it did the opposite. Instead of like hair growth, I ended up having hair loss. So I'm hoping that, you know, once I deliver and everything, like I don't have like a tremendous amount of hair loss. That's kind of like scary to me because I love my hair and I really don't want to like have that happen. But if it does happen, you know, like whatever, it's not the end of the world. I love my son and my baby. Like he's my son, going to be my son. He is my baby, and like there's nothing that would really bother me, because having him healthy and, you know, it's just, that means everything to me. Not all the other stuff is like really nothing. It's just like this little amount of sacrifice that I would have to make to have a happy and healthy son. So that's not too bad. But it was a symptom I wasn't expecting. I was expecting just hair growth and not hair loss during pregnancy. One symptom that women experience, some don't, some do, is getting stretch marks. Now, like, I thought I was going to get like them on my belly or like on my waistline, things like that, around my hips or like thighs, just like areas I thought would like stretch. But then I forgot about like my breast getting stretch marks. Like those are like the only ones that I really got through this pregnancy so far, is like under my boob there's like a few stretch marks, and it makes sense because they're growing, they're getting bigger in such a short amount of time. But I really didn't put any thought into it, and it was like it happened overnight. At the end of my first trimester, I think it was like it happened overnight. It was just crazy. Like, I could never imagine this happening like so suddenly. I thought that, you know, like over time I would see that happening, like see it progress, you know, a few here, a few there. But then, like, for me personally, it just like happened like that. Woke up in the morning and I was like, oh, well, I have stretch marks under my boobs, so great. Not really, but it's whatever. Can't even really see them now. So that's that. Stretch marks, it's not like a really big one, but for me it happened really suddenly, and I was like, I don't know, thrown off by it because it was just happened so fast. I wasn't expecting that at all. The next one would have to be, somebody asked me if I get gas, but like, yeah, of course I get gas. I am only human. People fart. You know, you're pregnant, there's more pressure. You know, like, this is pretty common. Common things that happen. But burping, like, that kind of gas too. I mean, that's a form of gas. So I got like that kind very early in my pregnancy. Like the first trimester, it was like really like, I don't know, I just like burp a lot, which is not normal for me. I was just like, anything I burp, just, I don't know. So that's pretty common. And as far as like the gas, like flatulence, well, that's like more common now because I do have like more pressure. My baby is measuring 6 pounds and 9 ounces currently, so, you know, there's not a lot of room in there. You got air, gases in there you gotta let out. So yeah, that totally happens. Not embarrassed about it because it's only natural, it's normal, so it's just something that you can expect in your pregnancy as well. I'm sure it's gonna happen because that's like one of the more like bound to happen pregnancy symptoms, the more common ones. Let's see here. There is, yeah, some women experience like discharge, I guess you would say, and like vaginal discharge. And for me, I mean, I haven't really experienced that much of it, but I can't say that I haven't. I do have it sometimes. It's not really that frequent, but now that I'm getting further along in my pregnancy, I have noticed it more. It's nothing like crazy. When people think of like discharge, it's like pretty normal. It's just like this like thin fluid liquid, clear-ish color, so it's just like pretty normal. But that's something that you can or possibly may expect with your pregnancy, or have experience with your pregnancy. So that's something that like I didn't really know about, but I found out about it like later on in my pregnancy when I watched like other YouTubers, and then also through one of the applications that I have on my phone. Okay, so here's like 2 things that are kind of like I don't know. Some people might think of them as gross or whatever, but it's just gotta happen. So I started like 35 and a half weeks. I started getting my cervical checked. Now, what people may not know about these is like, you know, they are uncomfortable. That's like, your doctor is going to like stick his fingers in your vagina and like push all the way up there into like feel for the baby's head or your cervix. So what people may not know about this is like the discomfort that follows. It's like doesn't take the doctor long at all to do that, and I think that's what makes it so discomforting. It's not like a gentle motion. It's more like they're gonna get in there and then they're gonna check it and get the job done, and that's that. And that, like, when you get further on into your pregnancy, you are going to get these at least every week because that's just the way it is. And you know, when you're about ready to deliver your baby, you're going to get these checks as well. So that's one thing I didn't really know about was the discomfort that follows these checks and how frequent they happen. So that's something that happens in pregnancy that is like discomforting, or like I guess some people might think it is gross because whatever. It's pretty normal though. Doctors got to do what they got to do to get the job done. So make sure you know, everything's good in there. Okay, so the other one I'd like to mention is a perennial massage. Now, I didn't know what this was, and I seen it like being like talked about on videos or like online and through my applications, and I was just like, oh, it must be like some sort of special massage treatment, you know, like go to the spa and get one of these done. And I was totally wrong. So the way I found out about it, like truly found out about it, is like I asked my doctor, and he just like told me and my partner to look it up. And the reason why we were wondering about it is because I heard that, you know, this is like something people do to help prevent like vaginal like tearing down there. And you know, I definitely don't want to tear, and I want to do everything I possibly can to prevent that from happening. So, you know, we asked my doctor about it, and then he goes on and explains like, oh, well, you know, just, you know, look it up and you'll find out. And so that was kind of like, okay, well, guess we'll look it up. So on our way home from my OB appointment, we did look it up, and it certainly is not like some sort of day spa massage that you receive during pregnancy. It's so not that. So what it is like there's this piece of skin down there that, you know, stretches, and the massage itself is basically you or somebody else, you know, like taking the fingers and like stretching out your vaginal area, pretty much stretching out the skin, or like massaging it to help stretch the skin for when you plan like go into labor, like preparing for labor. Really, that's what it is. So yeah, I totally do that. We totally do that because I want to do everything I can to help prevent these things from happening. I seen other videos where, you know, moms talk about like giving birth and then like having like major tearing because either they push too much or they push too much too fast, or like maybe they could have took a preventative steps towards preventing, you know, that tear from happening, but they didn't do that because they were uneducated or they were unaware. So it's definitely something that we've been doing because I just don't want any tearing. So yeah, some people might find that TMI, but it's just the truth, and it's something that, you know, you can do to help, you know, I guess make your labor a little bit easier down there. That's pretty much everything that I can think of right now anyways. Of course, there's going to be like more symptoms or different symptoms that other women have experienced that I have not discussed today, and that is totally, you know, normal, but these are just like some of the things that I've experienced. And somebody asked me to answer a few of these questions, and I just thought, you know, I would definitely give my viewers what they are wanting, regardless of how, like, some people may like feel like it's too much information, or like, you know, you shouldn't be talking about that kind of stuff because it's like stuff nobody ever talks about. But really, I appreciated other women or like vloggers, people that have talked about these things that are going on in their pregnancies that nobody really wants to talk about, and it helped me, you know, not feel alone in this process or this journey of, you know, having a baby. So I want to thank everybody for watching today, and, you know, if you like this video, hit the like button, or if you had any questions on, you know, the stuff that I talked about today, feel free to ask me. If you want me to talk about anything else about my pregnancy, feel free to comment as well on that. And I will be uploading my 36-week pregnancy update like within a couple of days. So if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe and hit the follow button so you can get notifications. So that's it for today, and thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you have a great day.